Good evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Ansumana Isonyase. First, here are the main news headlines. The Central Bank of the Gambia has announced that the country's economy is projected to grow by 6.5% in 2025. Meanwhile, the bank has decided to maintain the monetary policy rate at 17%. The Directorate of Public Health and Education has announced the resumption of its national malaria mass bed net distribution, scheduled to take place from June 13th to June 18th, 2025. And to ensure the full and fair administration of justice in the ongoing paramilitary shooting trial at the High Court in Banjul, Justice Ibrahim Jaite has ordered 3 top government officials to appear and testify on all matters within their knowledge related to the shooting. The Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force has pledged firm action after 2 minors were arrested for reckless driving and public drifting, sometimes called stunting, along the Battle-Harding Highway. And in international news, senior representatives of China and 54 African countries gathered in Changsha in central Hunan province, China, on Wednesday to discuss follow-up actions under the Forum of ChinaAfrica Cooperation, or FOCAC. Those were the main headlines, and now here's the news in detail. Now, at a press conference on Thursday, the Central Bank of the Gambia announced that the country's economy is projected to grow by 6.5% in 2025. Meanwhile, the bank has decided to maintain the monetary policy rate at 17% following a review of recent economic developments and the risk to inflation and growth. Usman Jata reports.
At the 94th Monetary Policy Committee MPC press conference, Central Bank Governor Bua Sedi shared the bank's latest forecast and analysis on the domestic and global economic outlook. Governor Sedi presented key findings on domestic growth, inflation, public debt, exchange rates, international remittances, and commodity prices, providing a comprehensive view of the macroeconomic landscape for the second quarter of 2025.
The Gambian economy is expected to maintain its growth momentum in 2025 and over the medium term. The central bank staff forecasts the economy to grow by 6.5% in 2025, underpinned by improved business sentiment, public infrastructure development, tourism, financial services, and telecommunications.
Despite promising economic growth forecast, the CBG warned that the Gambia's economy remains vulnerable to external shocks. These include global commodity price volatility, persistent trade fragmentation, and climate-related risks that continue to affect food and energy supply chains. On the international front, the global economy is still facing a slow and uneven recovery. According to the CBG, this is largely due to increasing geopolitical tensions and mounting debt risks and climate-driven disruptions.
In recent months, however, crude oil prices have declined notably, reflecting softer demand and ample supply. Brent crude declined to an average of $64 per barrel in May 2025, which is the lowest level since the COVID-19 pandemic.
Referencing the IMF's April 2025 World Economic Outlook, Governor Sedi noted that the global growth projection has been revised downward by 0.5 percentage points, bringing it to 2.8% for 2025 compared to 3.2% in 2024. Meanwhile, headline inflation globally is showing signs of moderation, but core inflation, which excludes food and energy, remains persistently high in many advanced and developing economies. Governor Sedi also provided insights into recent trends in food and crude oil prices, which continue to affect inflationary pressures at home.
Preliminary balance of payments estimate showed an improved current account in the first quarter of 2025, driven by stronger tourism receipts, steady remittances, and lower electricity imports.
In summary, the APEC Bank emphasized that the global economic outlook remains highly uncertain, presenting ongoing challenges for policymaking. Nevertheless, the Gambian economy continues to demonstrate strong growth momentum, supported by domestic reforms and improving investment flows. However, the CBG stressed the need to sustain economic reforms, maintain fiscal discipline, and strengthen policy buffers to protect macroeconomic stability. Experts say these global headways highlight the importance of a prudent monetary policy and robust financial stability frameworks to shield the Gambia's economy from external shocks. The next Monetary Policy Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, August 2025. Osman Jata reporting for QTV News.
Now, the Directorate of Health Promotion and Education under the Ministry of Health has announced the resumption of its national malaria bed net distribution, scheduled to take place from June 13th to June 18th, 2025. More in this report by Lolian Camara.
This announcement was made during QTV's This Morning program, a one-hour talk show that explores various societal issues and governance topics. In the Gambia, malaria has long been a significant concern for the public. Health workers emphasize that malaria is not just a vacuum threat, it is a persistent challenge. Preventive measures include avoiding mosquito bites and taking medicines as necessary, with sleeping under insecticide-treated nets, and indoor residual spraying being key strategies in malaria control and elimination. To combat this persistent yet avoidable threat, the Directorate of Health Promotion and Education under the Ministry of Health will distribute bed nets nationwide to help prevent infection. Shortly before the country observes Eid al-Adha, locally known as Tobaski, health officials distributed bed nets to households in the provincial areas of the Gambia. The next phase of this distribution is expected to begin in the Carnifing municipality. Here are Aissatou Sedi and Lamin M. Ndabo, both communications officers from the Ministry of Health, sharing more details.
We have already distributed in the provinces. Now we want to come down to KMC, Banjul, and Kombonot. In them their nets. Then we break for the prayers. Okay. Now we are coming to start from the 13th to the 18th.
Through the National Malaria Control Program that are spearheading the campaigns, deemed it necessary, and had the support from the partners, that the Global Fund, and also the CRS, to make sure that this campaign went smoothly. And also, those that will be benefiting from this campaign, then we will say the pregnant women, children under 5, but now it's everybody.
Malaria continues to rank among world's leading public health threats. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, approximately 263 million malaria cases were recorded globally in 2023, resulting in 597,000 deaths across the 83 countries. The WHO African region remains the hardest hit, accounting for 246 million cases and 569,000 deaths last year, despite ongoing efforts to make progress. Therefore, countries must intensify their commitment to combat this deadly disease. The officials have urged the public to utilize the bed nets effectively for their intended purpose.
Mentioned it earlier, malaria is a disease that can in fact cause death. So it's a deadly disease. One might describe it as. So to prevent yourself, if you prevent yourself, you are not preventing yourself only. You are preventing your families. You are preventing your neighbors. You are in fact preventing your country, because
jëflante ak sanke bi mooy nekk yoon bu gën a baax pour aar la ci feebari malaria bi.
They also reminded individuals with vouchers to visit distribution centers between June 13 and June 18, 2025. Distributors will be present at public locations, including markets, banterbas, community meeting places, schools, and hospitals. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
Now, in a bid to ensure the full and fair administration of justice in the ongoing paramilitary shooting trial at the High Court in Banjul, Justice Ibrahim Jaite has ordered 3 top government officials to appear and testify on all matters within their knowledge related to the shooting. Court reporting is provided by Nicholas Bass of The Voice newspaper and narrated by Usman Jata.
The government spokesperson Ibrahim G. Sankare, the Deputy Inspector General of Police Momodu Sow and the National Security Advisor Abubakar Suleiman Jeng are expected to take the stand as defense witnesses in the case involving Usainu Bojang, the man accused of killing 2 police officers and injuring a third in September 2023 at the Sukuta traffic lights roundabout. Defense lawyer Lamin J. Dabo filed the application, arguing that the 3 officials had made public statements about the case in 2023 and should now be questioned under oath in a formal judicial setting. Lawyer Dabo stressed that the court has a duty to ensure a fair trial by allowing these key figures to clarify their prior remarks before the bench. However, the Director of Public Prosecutions, A.M. Yusuf, objected, arguing that the officials' statements were not included in the case file and noted that none of them were part of the joint investigation panel that probed the incident. He called the application vague and urged the court to dismiss it. However, Defense Counsel Adama Silla, representing the co-accused, Ami Bojang, supported the application. He said the court has the full authority to summon any competent adult to testify, citing legal precedent, including the writings of Chief Justice Hassan B. Jallow on the law of evidence. When DPP Yusuf attempted to interrupt Silla, the judge overruled his objection and allowed the submission to proceed. In his ruling, Justice Jaita emphasized the accused's constitutional right to a fair hearing. He granted the defense's request and formally ordered the 3 public officials to appear in court on the next adjourned date. They are to testify fully and truthfully on all matters within their knowledge related to the shooting. Justice Jaita concluded, this order is issued to ensure the full and fair administration of justice. That's the latest from the High Court. The story is written by Nicholas Bass of The Voice newspaper and summarized by QTV. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
And from that court reporting there, we will now go for a commercial break. But when we return, we hear about a game-changing cold storage and the subs project for the women gardeners of Bakau. And we also hear about the arrest of 2 minors for reckless driving along Battle Herding Highway. Join us after the break for these and other stories.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fix internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. Following the commercial break, be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Ansumana Eso Nyasi. Now, as part of its corporate social responsibility and to continue its commitment to supporting its family sponsorship program with the village, Trust Bank Gambia has donated $10,000 to the SOS Children's Village in Bakote. Loliam Kamara witnessed the handing over ceremony and seen our reports.
The donation, witnessed by staff, parents and children from the village, is to support the work of the SOS village in caring for vulnerable children and young people. The village has been a haven for many since it began operations in the Gambia in 1982. Jilan Senghor, the managing director of Trust Bank Gambia, says that at Trust Bank, they strongly believe in investing in institutions like the SOS village because these children deserve love, support and a future, and as such, they are proud to play their small part.
I am especially looking forward to reconnecting with our baby boy and continuing this beautiful journey of watching him grow. Children like Fansu remind us why we do what we do. Their laughter, their growth, and their resilience are our true reward. We will continue to work hand in hand with SOS Children's Village, reaffirming our collective promise to protect, nurture, and uplift every child within this community.
The SOS Children's Village provides a home for up to 120 children across 12 family houses. In addition, it supports around 50 young people as they transition into independent adulthood. Hadis Sen, one of the mothers at the village, spoke about how she is taking care of the children as her own. Taking care of these children is both easy and challenging because they can be emotional at any given time. So as parents, we have to come down to their level. We always try our best to give them the love they desire. As for the donation, it is going to help in so many ways, and that includes feeding, paying for their school fees and upkeep too. So I want to call on other institutions to also come forward and support us, because these children are our own and they are all Gambians for that matter. Fatulet Jallo, Program Development Manager, SOS Children's Village, expressed their deepest gratitude to Trust Bank for this generous gesture. According to her, this will go a long way in helping them continue their mission of providing care and stability for these children.
Today, we're honored to receive yet another generous house sponsorship from Trust Bank. The support directly enhances our ability to provide safe accommodation, nutritional support, health care, and education to vulnerable children in our family-like care setting.
Margaret Kamara, the youth president at SOS Children's Village, gave the vote of thanks.
Your generous contributions over the year have profoundly impacted the lives of our children, providing them with essential resources and opportunities for growth. Your dedication to nurturing young minds and offering a safe, loving environment is truly commendable.
The SOS Village also paid tribute to the dedication of the mothers and aunties who care for the children daily. Their tireless efforts were applauded by both the donors and the SOS officials. Officials say with continued support from institutions like Trust Bank Gambia, the SOS Children's Village hopes to sustain its legacy of changing lives one child at a time. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
Now, the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force, Modu Musa Sisao, has pledged firm action after 2 minors were arrested for reckless driving and public drifting, sometimes called stunting, along the Battle Harding Highway on Wednesday. Usman Jatta has the details.
Drifting, as it is referred in the Gambia, the act of intentionally skidding a vehicle sideways at high speed, has become an increasingly alarming trend among youth in urban Gambia, often involving unlicensed minors. This reckless behavior not only endangers the lives of those behind the wheel, but also poses serious risks to other road users. On Wednesday, police PRO Modu Musa Sisao and his team encountered a group of suspected drifters along the MDI road shortly after appearing on a live program at the national broadcaster. What followed was a tense 20 minutes pursuit, during which the minors reportedly refused to stop, despite the police sirens, causing disruption to traffic and even colliding with other vehicles. PRO Sisawa provides further details of the unexpected pursuit.
Everybody, even other vehicles, we are trying to stop them, but they have to dive to avoid them. And this is what has been happening until at a point where they could not, because they hit a vehicle and they had to stop. And there we got them, and the whole community came out to support us. That affects all of us, because any one of us could be a victim. Playing around with vehicles, stunting, drifting on the road, vehicles are coming, they have to stop for you. If not, you can hit them. Even people, pedestrians who are on the way, you can hit them, you can lose control. And on spot. Then we sprayed him, they left the vehicle and they ran away. As you can see from my eyes, the spray got into my eye, I could not do anything. And my driver was the one who actually ran after them, and almost half them somewhere kept. They went into a store and they were not coming back.
Public drifting remains a major concern, with hotspots like the Battle Harding Highway and the Bruceby roundabout frequently targeted by young and thrill-seeking drivers. In August 2023, the government issued a strong warning urging parents, vehicle owners and car rental services not to give vehicle access to unlicensed minors. Officials reiterated that to do so leaves one liable to prosecution.
So we are going to set an example to them. We'll take them to court, we'll process them accordingly. And we want the rule of law to take place. And I know when things like this happen, you know, people will always call people to appeal and all that. These are students, these are X, Y, and Z. And others would say, Fentebolaji, because they are children of the rich people. They are children of the people in government positions.
PRO Sisao emphasized the importance of following the proper legal channels to prevent public safety threats.
History is a good teacher. How many people have been killed by some of these people who have been doing this? And at the end of the day, what happened? If they say this is a sport, it's not a sport in the Gambia. If they want to introduce it as a sport, let them use the proper channel. There are proper channels and proper procedures. They can work with government, they can work with ministries or line ministries or stakeholders who are responsible for this. And then when it is a sport, a dedicated place would be identified where they can go and do whatever they want to do there.
As the public awaits the outcome of this case, many are watching closely to see how seriously the authorities will follow through with the message of setting an example. For PRO Sisao, the message is clear. Dangerous driving will be met with firm, lawful consequences. Osman Jata, reporting for QTV News.
Now, on Wednesday, the Kanifing Municipal Council officially unveiled a cold storage facility and the shops for the Baka Women's Garden. The goal is to empower local women entrepreneurs by enhancing food preservation and agricultural growth in the community. Mamna Buka witnessed the event, and this is her report.
The Baka Women's Garden, covering approximately 7 hectares of land, is a significant agricultural endeavor where over 500 women have engaged in gardening for over 30 years. The garden provides a livelihood for these women, enabling them to feed their families, pay for education and healthcare, and achieve a degree of independence. The women farmers do rice cultivation during the rainy season and gardening in the dry season, harvesting many commonly used vegetables including tomatoes, onions, cabbage, sweet peppers, carrots, and garden eggs amongst many others. Despite its importance, however, the garden faces various challenges, including water scarcity, a lack of insecticides, the high cost of fertilizers, difficulties in storage, and competitive markets. This initiative by the KMC to provide a marketplace and cold storage facility for women is funded by the World Food Programme and the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints to help curb some of the challenges these women face. Here are Talib Ahmed Bensouda, the mayor of Kanifing Municipality, and Binta Jane Jallo, the deputy mayor, who played a key role in kickstarting the project.
This cold storage facility is a game changer. It will reduce post-harvest losses, extend the freshness of produce, and improve women's bargaining power and access to higher value markets.
Today is not simply about the transfer of infrastructure. It is the handover of hope, the launch of opportunity, and the affirmation of what partnership, vision, and community empowerment can achieve when hearts and hands work together.
$150,000 was spent on building the climate-smart storage facility and shops. Following the launch, training, technical and operational guidance will be provided as needed to ensure that the gardeners are equipped with the skills and tools needed to ensure the long-term sustenance of the infrastructure. Mariama Jaite and Kumba Jamba, gardeners at the Baka Women's Garden, share their thoughts on this initiative.
When our produce is ripe for picking, we pluck it and take it to the Sarakuna market for sale. When it does not sell out on time, we bring it back here and throw it away, which is a waste and a huge loss for us. So this storage facility is a great blessing. When there are shortages of goods in the market, you can just bring your produce out of the storage facility and sell it at a good price, which is a wonderful thing because this is where most women sustain themselves. It is also quite beneficial that we no longer have to go all the way to Sarakuna market to sell produce. We can just sell it at the Baka community here with these shops.
The Baka Women's Garden is a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of Gambian women in overcoming obstacles to sustain their families and improve their economic well-being. It is expected that the launch of this cold storage facility and shops will help them thrive in the agricultural sector and upscale economic growth and food security in the Gambia. A larger cold storage facility is expected to be launched in the garden in a few weeks. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News.
And now on to international news. Some senior representatives of China and 54 African countries gathered in Changsha in central Hunan province, China, on Wednesday to discuss follow-up actions under the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, or FOCAC. The story from our media partner CGTN is narrated by Day K.
Pour une coopération sino-africaine stratégique et pragmatique. C'est pourquoi, Excellence, j'en appelle à l'accélération de la mise en œuvre effective des 10 actions prioritaires que vous avez bien voulu dédier au bien-être des peuples d'Afrique. Ainsi se construira de manière concrète une communauté d'avenir partagée.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said the 21st century belongs not only to Asia, but also to Africa. And if the 2.8 billion people of China and Africa can move forward together with shared goals, they can become a powerful force driving the modernization of the global south. 大概CGTN 长沙.
And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin, but do join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.